This was a couple years ago during the height of COVID, and I was at my friend's apartment, and he's a genius doctor who is now an advisor for the general surgeon. And I remember asking him, "Where do you see this pandemic going? What's going to happen?" There's so much fear surrounding the future. And I'll never forget, he looked at me and he said, "The only thing we can predict is that the future is unpredictable." I look at him and went, "Oh shit." That always stuck out to me. It kind of scared me because when you think about it, that applies to just about everything in life, especially in Hollywood and the movie industry and in a career that's so unstable and there is no roadmap and you have no idea what's going to happen. Traditionally, there's an attachment between fear and the unknown. We are conditioned to find certainty, to find information, and to find stability. We want to know what's going to happen. We want to know that things are going to turn out either the way we want them to turn out or we're going to survive them. I think Eckhart Tolle, in one of his books, I think The Present Now, said, "The root of fear is death." Every other fear funnels down to the ultimate concept of what fear is. And in the center of it, it's death. And that could be something as simple as being argumentative in a conversation or losing your job, poverty, fear of ending up alone. Everything stems down to the death of identity, of self, and of ego. The known is comfort, and the unknown is discomfort. I've been working a lot on reprogramming my conditioning of how I think about this. Now I'm at the stage where I embrace and I lean into the unknown as fully as possible. I believe that we are best served to completely lean into the unknown and embrace this idea that everything is unpredictable ahead of us. Anything can happen. What it does is it widens our scope and our spectrum of possibilities, and it invites positive and good things to happen. And we can break down the idea of what's a good event versus a bad event. It gives us a range of all possibilities. And when we want to accomplish something and we want to get a creative idea off the ground, we need to open up to this idea that we are open to anything. There's been so much written and talked about when it comes to fear. I think the common consensus is that fear is a human condition that stems from survival, dating back to thousands of years ago. When we were hunters and gatherers, fear was part of our evolution when it came to surviving in the wild. But now, in a much more evolved society, fear doesn't quite have the same context as what it used to. So now a lot of what the fear is just smoke and mirrors. Now that we're in a much more sophisticated culture, fear is outdated in a lot of ways. If we have immediate danger in our face, then yes, fear helps because it triggers us to survive and get out of that situation in one piece. But now, for a lot of people in the world, not everyone obviously, but for a lot of people, fear is an outdated form of survival. So with that in mind, increasing our awareness of where our fears are stemming from is going to push us to that openness to allow the good things to come into our lives. And I think we really need this in the film business and as creatives moving into the industry. We really need to believe that things are going to work out the way we want them to. Even though it might not be exactly how we envisioned, we can still have the intention and the vision to push forward and know that the future is going to be unpredictable and really it's going to be exciting. And that's what I want a lot of this to be for the takeaway. We should be getting excited about the unknown, and whatever happens, we lean into it as hard as we can, as long as we are internally aligned with our values and our goals and our dreams. We need to conquer fear of the unknown, lean into it, be a part of it, get excited about the twists and turns. The more that we grip onto wanting to know, the more that we're going to shoehorn ourselves into a situation that we don't want to have happen. We're going to magnetically draw ourselves to a negative situation. Our journey through Hollywood is a story, and part of our narrative is the twists and turns that our careers are inevitably going to take. Like my friend said, all we know is that the future is unpredictable. Things will happen that we don't expect. But when those things happen, the key is to catch yourself fearing what will happen and instead embrace the narrative and jump into that story as hard as possible. You will fully immerse yourself into the journey and push ahead with your intentions and know that things will work out with a lot of the pleasure that comes along with that unpredictability. This is the Tao of Hollywood. My name is Joe Clark. Let me know what else you want me to talk about, and I'll see you soon.